You're here, I'm pleased, I really feel your company. Your style, your smile, your pace mentality. Lord, have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be.
Excuse me, miss. I was in the waiting room when you gave your testimony. And what I realized is that we have an enemy in common. While you were being called to the office again, I was being put out the only home I've ever known. While you were shaking with anxiety and fear over something no one ever wants to hear, I was shaking in dread. Because we all know what happens to little girls that have no home and no one to claim them. I think our souls passed each other by. See, my soul left me a long time ago in a dingy motel room, ripped away by brutal force. It fled, unable to find its way back home.
Historical people, who would you want in your seat and why?
Wow. I guess because I'm different. You know, I'm not really starstruck. And so it would be hard to really pinpoint anybody in particular. First person that just came to my mind, you know, I mean, if I had an opportunity to cut Denzel, you know, I would.
That's a good one.
I'd do that.
That would be a dope conversation.
Exactly.
How important is diversity in your work, considering you grew up in a bilingual, bicultural home?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. I think at this point, just in society, there's just so much diversity. You know, whether it be in language, whether it be in your upbringing, whether it be, you know, in whatever that is. And so I think growing up in, you know, a bilingual household as well as really a bicultural, despite the fact that, you know, my parents are you know, both of Hispanic descent, but growing up in two different cultures of, you know, very traditional values in the home and very different, and sometimes similar values, right, outside of the home, but in different ways, right?
Yeah.
He tests those whom he loves. I pray he continues to love me till my death. I pray he continues testing me and testing me and testing me until I have no questions left. Until I can ingest knowledge and choke on lies and spit out truth with every breath. But you see, until love for what he loves and hate for what he hates is the only thing that's left within my chest. I know that I will constantly fight to love what's right because I was created with a heart that sits slightly to the left. But I'm okay with that. Because I always knew and always know that he knows exactly what is best. You see, he knew that it would only be a matter of time before I would open my eyes and finally realize that I needed to look deep down inside and pull out the divide so that my heart and my mind would collide and learn to work together.
What's going on? What's going on, my good people, social media family? We are back for another amazing, powerful episode. This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. I'm excited to have this guest here with us today, a musical guest, so we'll get to have opportunity to learn more about it. Without further ado, let me get to her introduction. She is a dedicated classical singer and educator. She attended Houston Tillotson University in Austin, Texas, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Education with a minor in music. She has been a part of various music competitions, opera workshops, and fundraising events. She is currently a proud member of the community choir, Panoramic Voices, And also, she uses music as a tool in her classroom to connect and support students. Online community, in-person family. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Christal Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. So I guess just take a moment to kind of share who you are, your upbringing, child. I know we kind of talked a little bit offset. Just kind of walk us through that journey.
Well, I was born and raised here in Fort Worth, Texas. I went to high school at South Hills and graduated in '03, class of '03. Um, I spent before that, I was in applied learning. So elementary, middle school was applied learning. And from high school, I went to TCC for a couple of years. And first year, I tried to major in respiratory care, but music kept calling me. So then I went to music the second year. And then I decided I wanted to go off to school. I wanted to go to LSU.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was
LSU,
so
Tigers.
far away. I went to audition with my parents and I was like, it's so far. And then I auditioned at Houston Tillotson and got a scholarship, and that's where I ended up in Austin. So, and graduated with education and music, and I came back home and worked. And I've been in education now 14 years.
Wow, long time.
So
Long
yeah,
time.
it's my calling. It's what I love to do.
Yeah. Do you come from a background of family members, siblings who have a background in music?
They can sing. My mom, she can sing. My aunts they're amazing singers. But they will say they're not. But they are. So
Yeah,
yeah, on my mom's side of the family, I have singers here and there, but no one ever. It's just for fun.
yeah.
But they have beautiful voices, and so yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. I want you to take us back to, I was studying your bio your freshman year when you finally discovered your passion for classical vocal performance with your
Um,
teacher. So kind of share with us that experience, because I'm pretty sure that was a pivotal role in
yeah.
your discovery of music.
Well, I would sing as a kid outside, and the neighbors would tell my mom and dad. My mom was like, Crystal? No, she's not singing. So I got into high school my freshman year, joined choir and band, and Mr. Stratton was the choir director. I love Mr. Stratton to this day, but he said soprano was what it was, and it was going to be classical, and I said no. I'm not a soprano, I'm an alto. I want out of this class.
Yeah.
So I went to my mom. I said, hey, he's trying to make me sing soprano. I'm not doing it. She said, okay, well, we'll call the counselor, get you out of choir. Mr. Stratton was like, no, not happening.
Wow.
And so I did my first competition. He was like, give me one competition, just one. Let me work with you. I said, okay. So he did. And I was like, this is it. I love it. I want to sing. This is what I want to do.
Wow.
And so, yeah, when I went to do respiratory care, it was my aunts were respiratory therapists, and I knew I loved going to work with them.
Yeah.
But like I said, music was just calling me back to it. And so I ended up going. And Houston to listen, my freshman year was different because I was telling you earlier, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna go and
Yeah.
fit in, and I don't know, Mama, I don't know. I want to be with my friends, but it was the best thing for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm hearing is this is something that you initially didn't really want to go into or move into, but you had people in your corner that was
Mm-hmm.
pushing you, because a lot of times we don't see those gifts on the inside of us. People on the
Right.
outside looking in,
Right.
they see those things. And so if they see those, they push us to propel and be successful in all the gifts that we have. And so that's one thing that my wife would tell me all the time, I believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a struggle. It really was. Because I said, well, I don't want to major in it because then it'll become a job.
Yeah.
And it's fun to me. It's something that I do as my release. But it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked
Yeah,
out.
it worked out. Now, prior to your freshman year and your discovery with your teacher and her coaching and mentoring you, were you already in classical music or listening to it prior to your freshman year? Was it something that you had a habit doing?
No.
No.
No. Prior to freshman year of high school?
High school, yeah.
No, not at all. I was just outside singing and having a good time like little kids. I was the only child around, so
Right.
I played by myself and I'd just be out there playing and singing. No telling what I was singing, probably something from the radio, I know. But my neighbor knew, and like I said, she would say I had a beautiful voice, and my mom was like, she doesn't sing, because I would never sing in the house or around family.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I got you. For me, it's the best you're gonna get is singing in the shower.
I remember doing the Christmas concert. I was
Yeah.
in band. I loved band. I played clarinet, and they needed someone to sing the solo part. And I think it was "Hotel on the Mountain."
Hmm.
And one of my classmates knew I could sing, and he's like, "She should do it." And I was like, "No, no." So I said, "Okay, I'll do it." I didn't tell my parents. So when they made the announcement during the concert, both of my parents were like, "Oh God," because they didn't know. They were like, "What is she gonna do?" And I could like see them like, "What
Look
is
at
she gonna?"
yeah,
But when I started to sing, they both were like, "Wow, okay."
yeah,
So I think then it became clear to them, and then my mom was like, "Oh, well, the lady next door did say."
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I didn't embarrass them. Thank God for that.
Thank God, yeah, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Do you remember your first classical role or performance, and what did it teach you? I guess in that moment, can you recall?
My first, like I said, I had sang different arias throughout high school. I did in TCC. I got a chance to participate in opera workshop,
Yeah, I
and
want to get into that.
we did a few different. We did multiple. It was a lot of stuff put together, but yeah, that was my first time doing an opera workshop and just being around people who were like me, like spending time with them. And they love the music, they love to sing just like me. Um, and we learned so much about the operas that we were doing. And the teacher, she was amazing. Darlene Marks was amazing. And
Yeah,
it made us love it. So I still remember that. I still, once in a while, I'll keep up with those people.
yeah, yeah. Since we're already there, what does an opera workshop consist of? What does that entail?
So at TCC, we had people come in and they would, other singers, and you would sing for them and they critique you, of course, and what you could work on, what you did good, what could be better. And then we put together like a little show of the operas that we studied and
Wow.
people, we acted out and all of that. It was like a semester thing.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
For you, is this something that you would do on your own, considering you have all this experience in the opera world? Maybe teaching your own workshops to maybe kids or whoever that would want to be in this field.
As I've gotten older, yes. I when I came back from college, I studied under Kathy Lloyd, and she would always say, "You should be teaching music. You should teach it for sure." And I was, no, I shouldn't be. This is still fun for me. This
Yeah,
is. But as I've gotten older, I think that one day I will do something with it, especially when it comes to teaching the youth. Because we have so many talented kids,
yes,
and I've
yes,
learned that being in education, they're so talented. They just need someone to direct them and
yes.
help them,
You need
and someone
guidance.
that wants to mean well for them. Because I can remember a couple of people that I've had over me that it was just because of my voice.
Yeah,
It was, they wanted the recognition, so they wanted to teach me.
yeah,
And I remember that feeling, and I don't want any other kid to have to go through that.
yeah,
I'm more than my voice.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so I can
It,
see me doing it.
it's funny you mentioned that. I went to an event this past weekend. A friend of ours, Shayla, who's a R&B neo soul singer, and she had different people on stage doing different pieces. And in the beginning of the show, it was a 17-year-old man. When I tell you, her voice was amazing. She's singing James Brown, she's
Mhm.
singing Whitney Houston, and just she blew everybody away. So the point that you were making, making sure that our youth or the next generation are having these opportunities and being
Right.
mentored and coached, because sometimes they feel left behind, and they
Right.
want to make sure that we want to make sure that their voices are heard
Right.
and that they're getting the same opportunities. And so, yeah, the youth is the next generation. So I'm
Oh
excited to hopefully see you
yeah.
doing that.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How important is collaboration in an opera workshop environment? And the reason why I ask this question is because we're really, really big on collaborations and partnerships here when it comes to the library, making sure that we're partnering with the right people, making
Mhm.
sure that we're collabing with the right people, meeting the needs of the community, having a listening ear. Okay, what does the community need? What do they
Mhm.
want? And making sure that we're developing those partnerships, because at the end of the day, we can't do it on our own.
Right.
We
It
can't do
really
it on it.
takes a village. It really
Yeah,
does. It
yes,
takes a
it
community.
takes a village. So, what would you say? What does that collaboration look like?
Well, for me, it was great because it was people coming from different walks of life,
Yeah.
and getting to hear them and see their techniques, and then me standing in front of them singing, and they're telling me the things that are great and things that I'm doing, but also the things to work on and just pay attention to this and that. And these people were out in the opera world, they
Yeah.
were performing and on big stages, and they were going in front of people who would tell them yes or no, and why, and they were coming to tell me that, and I appreciated that. And
Yeah.
some people can't take the criticism. I was able to take it, thank God.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
want it to be better, and I
Exactly.
still, even now, I want to be better every day, not just in music and everything that I do. And so I appreciated it.
Yeah. Are you still in contact with some of these people
I
from those
am.
workshops?
Actually, I am.
Yeah.
And I hope to give that to somebody one day. I hope that I can motivate and help someone and get them to the next level as well.
No, no, that's definitely important. There's a quote by Les Brown that says, "Practice doesn't make perfection; practice makes improvement."
I like that.
Yeah, and so we may be striving for perfection, but we'll never
Mhm.
get there. But as long as we are improving,
Right.
as long as we are progressing each and every day, I think that's a, I think that's a win. That's a
Right.
win for me.
I agree. I like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
do.
My grandmother would always say, "I might be moving like a snail, but I'm still moving."
You get there. And that's how it is in special education. I
Yeah,
mean, as long as you're making progress, baby, that's all I need from you.
yeah,
I don't need you to be perfect. I don't need you to make hundreds. I need you to make some kind of
yeah.
progress.
Some type of progress. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, what are some unique skills taught in workshops that singers might not get on their own? Because I've heard from a lot of similar singers. They're self-taught, but what are some things that go on in the workshop that help them develop those skills?
Um, well, you have someone that's there paying closer attention. Like, I know when you practice, it's probably better to look in the mirror and practice so that you can see the things that you're doing with your body, or
Yeah, yeah.
your
Body
breath
language.
support,
Yeah,
or things like that. I'm a very tense person. I thank God, because my teacher would be like, just relax,
yes,
and I wouldn't
yes.
notice those things. But
Wow.
when you do relax and when you pay attention to those things, the sound is 10 times better. Just having someone that's there and understands what you're going through
Yeah,
as a singer, and can help you get through, because a lot of times it's just in your mind.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely here.
And having that person there that's like, they've been there,
Yeah,
they've done that, this is what worked for them, let me help you.
yeah,
So
yeah. Staying right there. When did you realize that? When did you realize that you found your voice? Because I believe that's an important piece when it comes to singing techniques and making sure that the vocals and all of those things are great. When was that moment to where you were like, okay, I found my voice. I'm here.
I would say high school. Mr. Stratton was amazing. He was very hands on. He was like, Crystal, you're gonna get it. You're gonna do it. Whatever you want to do with music, you're gonna do. And just working under him, I loved it. I That's where my love for it came,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll hold on to that.
Gotcha, gotcha. I can relate, but in a different way. So most of my skill sets or gifts are mostly in the dance arena.
Hmm.
And so my mother would always tell me that I was the baby, that anytime music would come on, that I would be the baby just walking around, dancing, moving around, didn't know what I was doing. But as I
Hmm.
got older, I started to discover that gift, kind of similar to your story.
Hmm.
In high school, my freshman year, that's when I really, really discovered my gift to dance,
Hmm.
hip hop choreography, different techniques, different styles of body language, just different things of the sort. And so that helped me build that confidence and being on competitions like you, dance competition. I don't know if you remember Dance Club 21.
I
It was years
do.
ago. Yeah, years. It's very old. Skip Cheatham was hosting it, but I was on there
Okay, I
before. Yeah,
did. Now
yeah,
that you say Skip
yeah.
Cheatham,
Skip
yes.
Cheatham. Yeah, yeah. No, so Skip Cheatham was hosting it. I remember me and
Mhm.
my friend Jerry, who was one of my close buddies, dance partners. We were on that. Crazy thing is, it was scripted, was something that I
Mhm.
didn't like, but I still did it
Right.
because I wanted to, like, hey, I want to be on TV.
Right.
And
Right.
so I wanted my family members to tune in and watch it. But yeah, that's when I discovered, I'm like, okay, this is what I love. This is my
Mhm.
heart. This is my passion. I don't do it for the coins. I don't do it for the money. I do
Mhm.
it because I have a heart to do this.
Right.
And so I've taught, different workshops. I've taught kids, and then also using that same gift and using it in the more spiritual sense. I don't know if you're familiar with the mind ministry.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
two of my buddies who I went to high school with, ODY, Brandon and Bobby, we formed the Mind Ministry early 2000s, Neon Flame Mind Ministry, and then using those same hip hop style techniques incorporating in the Mind Ministry with the body language, with the facial expressions, and I tell people it's a art form of telling a story,
Right.
you know, without using words, the eye contact, the body language, the footwork, and illustrating that to where you really, really are impacting people. And so, yeah, I think it's important.
It is. Yeah, it is very much so. Performance world is totally different.
Yeah.
It is totally different. I have a niece that's a dancer, and
Wow.
I can't relate on the dance, but I can relate to the performance side
part
of it.
yes.
And you have to love what you do.
Yeah.
And like I say, you have to take that help and that criticism that comes with it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it makes you stronger and
Yeah.
it makes you better. And I love looking at her and seeing that in her, and it reminds me, hey, I mean, that's what we have to do if we want to get better.
We want to get better. Yeah, I remember the long nights of practice. Me and Bobby were working morning shifts. Brandon worked in the school district as a janitor, so he would get off at 12 a.m. So we're having to get out of our sleep to meet him for rehearsal. So we're grumpy, we're grouchy, we don't want to be bothered, but we persevered and we pushed through that, because whatever you do in practice is going to show on the performance.
Right.
And so because we did the work behind the scenes and people would see it on display, and we would tell them, y'all don't understand the work that we did leading up to this.
Right.
And
Because people don't see the back end of it.
Yeah.
It is a lot. It's a lot of sweat and tears.
Yes.
A lot of tears.
A lot of tears.
It's like, I want to do this and I want to do it right. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I agree. Let's transition. We talked a little bit offset. I want to hear more about this community choir, Panoramic Voices.
Panoramic Voices. So in November, I was out with a friend who lives in Austin, and she was asking me about music, and she's like, you have to sing. I met her actually through in college.
Yeah.
We did an opera. It was called Queenie Pie with Houston Tillotson and University of Texas combined, and that time at Christina. Well, she told me about Panoramic Voices, and she was like, this keeps me singing. I love it, and this and that. And I was like, It's like, girl, I'm busy, but I'll come. I'll come one day and just see. And I went, and I have been going ever since. It's a community of people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Everyone's accepted, whether if you can read music or you can't read music, you're accepted. And they sound amazing. We sound amazing. I got to do the Messiah with them in December. Loved it. And now we're working on a new project starting next week.
Gotcha.
And so I'll be singing with them in October. And I love being around them. The energy is high.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if you can't sing that note or you don't know how to read the music, it's just everyone's there to help.
Yeah.
And everyone's there to guide everyone. And so I love it.
Yeah, yeah. As I was researching and looking at the website, I noticed, even looking at some of the photos, that this community is well diverse, man, from different ethnicities to different races and different cultures, and that's the beauty of being in something like that. I think that was very, very cool. So how has that experience been, having to, I guess, navigate with the different cultures and working with them?
It's been very good. I love it.
Yeah.
Learning about people and where they're from and their struggles. I mean, a lot of people come with struggles,
of course,
and we talk about them. So we all have them. It's like a family when you're there together.
Yes, that's what I seen.
It is a family. It's those are my people.
Yeah.
So it feels good to be in a new city. I just moved to Round Rock last July.
Okay.
And it feels good to have the community, the Nesma community, and to share the love of music, because that's what we come on. We come together for the love of music and community. So I'm like, okay, I found my people. Yeah. I found where I belong here.
Yeah. That's cool. Kind of share more about, I know you said you guys have some upcoming projects. What are those projects?
So I'm not sure exactly. The one in October is going to be at the Austin Library. We're going to be singing there. I think it's we'll start next week, the practice. And then in December we're doing the Messiah again. So
what does a Messiah consist of?
It's for a large choir, and it has different solo parts to it. I'm not sure if they're doing solos this year. I didn't do solos last year, but I probably would audition for one this year. I haven't sang the Messiah since we did part of it last year, but before that, it was probably in 2006. So
Yeah.
I was excited about
Yeah.
that. So this year they're doing more of it. Um, it's usually just it's performed around Christmas time, and so I'm excited about that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I know we talked a little bit offset. Want you to give us a little snippet of something that you won't be open to sharing with us, a little
Oh,
acapella,
okay.
whatever comes to mind.
Okay. Um, Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Why that song?
Um, it's well, I don't know. It just came
It
to
just
me right
came.
there. Yeah, earlier when I was driving, I was like, oh. I started singing it. Since I've moved, when I lived here, I was under Kathy Lloyd. She was my voice teacher for years, so I
Yeah.
got a chance to sing. And then since I've been in Round Rock, I've only done the community choir. I haven't done individual lessons.
Right.
So when I was driving and thinking, what would I sing? It came to mind. And then I also was thinking, I need to go find a voice teacher as soon as I get back to Round Rock because it makes me feel good. And it makes me feel good to know that it touches people.
Yeah.
And that's one of the songs that I used to sing here under her that would touch people.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, as soon as
Yeah.
I get back to Round Rock, I'm on that. Back to voice lessons I go.
Yeah. I believe voice lessons definitely important, having that vocal coach to make sure that you stay fresh and you stay calm, that your vocals are on point. What are some of the, I guess, habits or routines that you utilize to make sure that you stay sharp?
Well, the choir, of course, warming up with them, and just lately that's really all it's been, just the choir. I do read over music to try to keep that, make sure I can still read some here and there.
Yeah.
I may not perform it, but I will occasionally grab some music and just make sure I can still read and know those notes and know, make sure I know my keys and stuff. Try to keep up with it because I'm a firm believer if you don't use it, it's gone. You lose
Yes.
it. And
Yeah.
when we graduated, it was so funny. I talked to classmates from Houston Tillotson, and it's like if they didn't go take the test, well, I knew I wasn't going to take the certification test. And they would say if they didn't take it right away, it was gone, and it was gone fast.
Yeah.
All of the learning we had was gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, just making sure I stay upon it.
No, true. You definitely have to utilize what you've been taught, because if you don't,
it's gone.
It's gone. Walk us through that journey of, getting the degrees and your experience at Houston Tillotson. I know you mentioned it being HBCU, which I didn't know. So kind of share your experience, your journey being there and building those relationships.
So Houston Tillotson it's HBCU in Austin, Texas, right up there on Chicon, little college on the hill. It's family. It's, when you go there, it's a family feel. I auditioned for Houston Tillotson and University of Texas the same day.
Wow.
And I got a call back from the director, Gloria Quinlan, Houston Tillotson, and she offered me a scholarship. And University of Texas offered a little bit of money. And I was telling you earlier, my mom was like, "You're going to Houston Tillotson," and I was like, "No, you said I didn't have to. Like, no, because I didn't know anything about Houston Tillotson except for where they were." But I went, and both my parents took me. And when I say one of the best things that has ever happened in my life,
Wow.
Houston Tillotson taught me to be resourceful. They taught me to take care of my business. Like I love Houston Tillotson. There's nothing better than it for me. This is my HBCU. In the music department, we're family. We're family to this day. It's small. We traveled, the choir would travel and sing all over Texas.
Wow.
We've sang in St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands. We've traveled to New York and Washington together. And like I said, they're my sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen each other lows, highs in between, and
Yeah.
even though we're not there, we've moved on. We talk because we're always gonna be family.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much my experience there. I mean, it it taught me a lot. I'm thankful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, at the end of the day, growth is
Hmm.
necessary.
Right.
Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, making room for improvement, you
Hmm.
know, each day, putting one foot in front of the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And NHT definitely allowed that.
Yeah.
And to this day, they're still allowing it. I mean, I've gotten a chance to go back and sing with them a couple of times after I
That's good.
graduated in 2010. So probably about 5, 6 years ago, they had an event that I got a chance to go and sing. Her people came back. It was like a reunion,
Reunion. Yeah. That's
and
cool.
so
Yeah.
they're still moving along there.
That's cool. Talk about your education piece. I know you have experience in education, which is important because one thing we try to do here on this platform is the purpose of bringing people on from different walks of life, sharing
Hmm.
their experiences, sharing their stories, sharing their journey through the lens of education and literacy because it looks different in
Hmm.
different fields or different lines of work.
Hmm.
So yeah, take a moment to kind of share, you know, your experience in education with the students.
Um, I like I said, this is like my 13th year in education. I started out as an assistant, and then I went into special education as a resource and inclusion teacher for about 7 years, right there at West Creek Elementary.
West Creek, wow. Right off my
My
court.
car,
Yeah, that's crazy. My
and
sister
then
went
yeah,
there.
I loved it. And then I decided I wanted to do self-contained, and that was when COVID started. So I went into the autism, this TAP, which is they changed it to Rise. That call it Rise, but which is basically an autism unit. I did that there for a year, and then I went to Carter Park and worked in
Carter
their
Park,
unit.
wow.
And
On
so,
seminary.
so for
It's
2 years,
crazy.
I did self-contained, and then I was like, well, I want to be a reading teacher. I wanted to do reading. That was important to me. So I went to Crawley, and I got hired on as a second grade reading teacher.
Wow.
But right before school started, she switched me to science, fifth grade science. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started that. And after that year, I went right back into special education. And that's where I've been since. I did resource and inclusion. And then last year, when I moved, I became an art facilitator with Round Rock ISD. So I facilitate the special education meetings with the parents in the school.
Yeah.
And this is my second year. And I love it. I
Yeah.
do. So special education, that's my groove. That's where I belong.
Yeah.
I did use music when it came to my self-contained
Yeah.
students. They love to dance. They love the movement. They love the sound. I don't know how many times I sang the ABC song in different ways to
They
calm
enjoy
them
it.
down.
Yeah.
But yeah, and even in science, putting the the curriculum to music,
Yeah.
they love it. Anything they can move to or they can have the opportunity to write to
Yeah.
and do, they love.
Yeah.
So, and I love being able to share that with them.
Yeah. You mentioned going in wanting to be a reading teacher. Why was that so important to you to make sure that you fulfill that?
Um, I literacy is important. I mean, we need it for every single thing. You
Yeah.
need it for
Yeah.
math. You need it for science.
Yeah.
And then it was just our students were lacking that. They weren't having. They could barely read. Seeing students who barely knew the ABCs or the sounds, and I just wanted to kind of catch them when they were young
Yeah. Yeah.
before they hit that third grade mark because you're learning to read until you're in third grade, and then at third grade you're basically on your own.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to teach, the lower grades and try to catch them there and teach them about reading, teach them how to read, or, and instill in them the love for reading.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of students miss that as well. The love for it. It takes you places. These books take you
Yeah.
anywhere you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to escape for a minute, pick up a book and you can escape,
Yeah.
and that's what they need.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. I've heard scenarios or situations with Michael, our director, and also Noemi. I think it's a book that y'all reading called The Fourth Wing or something like that. And so I can hear the excitement, I can hear the journey, and them actually taking it along and soaking it in. So yeah, you're right. Books can take you on different journeys, man, different emotions, different
Right.
moods, different places. So that's something I'm trying to do better with too. Is read. I'm more of an audiobook
Right.
type person, turning my car into a classroom,
Mhm.
listening in or at home. Hard copies, I'm still trying to
You trying to get there.
get
You
better
get
with.
there. You get there. I can say I have become an audio person in the last probably couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want the babies to read.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree. You also mentioned using music, the gift that you have in your classrooms in order to help improve your students. And that's something that we try to implement here during our story times. Trisha, who just came on board, is has been doing an amazing job doing it, incorporating different songs with different sensory tools to give, our babies and our toddlers, being able to move around and have the sound and understand it through music, because music is a universal
That's what I
language.
was just gonna say. It is a universal language.
Yeah.
You may not understand anything else, but you'll understand music.
Yeah.
It's something we can all connect to. And yeah, I think it's great for the kids. It's great for us.
Yeah. When I'm normally in story time helping Trish, or we're just taking a peek, it's not just the kids, it's the parents in there enjoying it as well. Like you mentioned, it takes a village.
Yes.
It takes community.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something we have been enjoying as well. For you, how would you describe your teaching philosophy? I know different teachers, different educators have different approaches when it comes to.
Because I am in special education, my goal has always been to teach students how to survive without me and their parents
That's
outside
good.
of the walls. And I would tell
That's
parents
good.
that my goal is for your child to survive outside of these walls, because we're not going to always be with them.
Yes.
So giving them the basics and that they need so that they can go and live a life without having us there. If we're not there with them, they're able to speak for themselves, or able to use the tablet to speak for them.
Yeah.
That's important to me. And just taking care of that emotional, social side of them, because I truly believe academics will come once that's taken care of.
I agree.
But we have to be honest. I mean, they're dealing with so much, and we deal with a lot. So imagine as an adult, if I deal with a lot and I'm having issues with having to calm down and put things into a different perspective. They're kids.
Yeah.
We have to teach that to them. And so it's not just about academics for me. It's that social part, that emotional part as well, and making sure that they're good citizens outside these laws. Because I would tell my babies, you have to be a good citizen.
Good citizen.
Teaching you to be good out
With the
there.
emphasis on good.
You will not go out there and say Miss Thomas was your teacher and you are not a good citizen. So yeah, that's what's important to me.
No, it's definitely important. Catching them while they're young.
Right.
Train up a child in the way they should go. When they get older, they won't depart. So yeah, I think that's definitely important. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges when it comes to the education system? Because I know there's a lot that's going on right now in education.
Adults can be your biggest challenge. Just because everyone has their own opinion, everyone wants to do something different. And we have to stop and say what's best for little Johnny or little whoever we're working with. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
And I've always had to work with adults more so than children, because in resource and inclusion, of course, you're working with every teacher, all the administrators. But we always make it happen, because I'm always going to I'm there for them. I'm there for the student first. And I'm there for, the adults as well. But my first priority is the student, and what do they need? And how can we give it to them? Whether we have different views or whatever, what can we do for them?
Yeah.
What can we come together and do for them?
Yeah. I totally agree. For you, what's one lesson or unit you're especially proud of, and why, when it comes to, I guess, your curriculums and how you put together different assignments? What is that one thing, like, this is something that the kids enjoy?
Well, I taught science for a year, and I loved it. But my coach, she was amazing. Her last name was Thomas too. amazing.
Yeah.
It made me love it, and I took that in with the kids. But those experiments every day, I used to be like, Thomas, every day we got to do an experiment. Like, but the kids connected to it; they loved it. So yeah, I actually love teaching science.
Mm.
And then when I went back into resource and inclusion, I was first one in the science room. Let me help you help
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I would say that. Yeah.
Going back a little bit, what was the inspiration in wanting to get in education? Did you have people push you in that direction, or did it just fall in your lap?
Um, it kind of just fell in my lap because I'm gonna be honest. My family will tell you they never thought I would be a teacher. They were like a teacher.
Right.
When I came back, like I said, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I worked at AT&T for a little bit. Well, I became a page. I worked in the library
You
as a
mentioned that.
page,
Yeah.
and then I went to AT&T for a couple of years. And I got a call because I said, "Well, I can sub and try to figure out what I want to do with my life." And when I started subbing, the first day I went into a behavior unit. I don't know why. I think I picked up something else, and they put me in a behavior unit.
Hmm.
And I was like, I will never. That morning, I was like, I'll never sub again. But I went in there and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, wait a minute. Maybe, maybe this is something. And I went back, then kept going back. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe teaching could be something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And so then I became an assistant. And after the principal pushed, and she was like, you should just go into special education. I think you'll do good. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. But then I took the test and I was like, okay, I'll try it and see. And that's where I've been.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny. God worked that out.
He worked
I
it
guess
out.
God said, this is what you're going to do. And I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah. 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 Now it's funny you mentioned that there's a difference between having a dream and having a calling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dreams they change over the years
Right.
of us growing and maturing to what God is calling us to. But a calling is something that you can't can't
Right.
shake, you can't run
I can't
from.
seem to shake it.
Yeah, it's waking you up at night.
Mm-hmm.
You're tossing and wrestling with it. And so, one leader, Dr. Darius Daniel, he would call it divine agitation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, divine
Oh, yeah.
agitation. Like if it's something that's really agitating you, like okay, that's what he's calling you
That's
to do.
yeah. I do believe that I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah. I guess what are some key things that go on with a special education or in those classrooms? What do you like most about it?
Um, I love the students. You never know what you're gonna get. Every day it was something different. I love that because I love making those relationships and
Yeah.
connecting with them and their families because it's about families as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
about the parents. You need the help. We need parents' help. We need them badly. Um, that was my favorite part. And then once you build that relationship with them, you can teach them anything. I mean, but they have to feel comfortable and they want that
Yes.
relationship
Yeah.
first. As far as art facilitating right now, it's a different ball game. You have to keep up with the laws, and it's like I have
Yeah.
two campuses. I have an elementary campus and a middle school campus. So emails are crazy, the laws are crazy, but I
Yeah.
have a great team lead. I can say I've been blessed because I don't know where I'd be without
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's the laws, the paperwork, and just knowing because it changes constantly.
Yeah.
Especially now, you have parents asking these questions because they're worried about special education and their student, and it's like you just have to go with it. But one thing I tell them, one thing for sure is we're gonna take care of your baby.
Yeah.
Your baby's gonna be taken care of no
Yeah.
matter what. So yeah.
Yeah. What are some, I guess, resources that uh, parents, people can grab onto as far as special education?
Um, get to know your director on campus, your coordinator, special education coordinator. Get in contact with them. If your student has an IEP, make sure you have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Right now, we're in the beginning. Um, we're at the beginning of the year, so we have a lot of transfer students, which means a lot of arts are going on that I have to call different districts for and ask for paperwork. And I'm not getting it quickly because they're needing help. So
Yeah.
parents, make sure you have the IEP, their art paperwork, and please make sure you read over it and know exactly what it says because your baby deserves that. And share it with your student. Let them know this is the accommodations you need in class. so that they can tell their teachers if they're not getting them, and ask them daily, are they getting them? And then just it'll help everybody.
Yes, in the long run.
Definitely,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
that's what's needed.
yeah. How important is having effective communication with the parents and the kids? Because I'm pretty sure there's a different dynamic. We have to understand that communication, effective communication, is
Hmm.
important. Making sure the people are understanding what you're trying to get across. So, how important is making sure that effective communication is in place?
It is very important. When I was a classroom teacher, I had, I reached out to all those parents, every one of them, even though it was just resource and inclusion. Reach out to them. I have a Google number. I have Google. Kids still text me from years ago.
Yeah,
Parents still will text me or call. Emailing them. Parents are needed. Like I say, it takes a village. It takes a community. Yes, your students with us all day long,
yeah, all day long.
all day. And it's I hear all the time, well, they don't do this at home, or they don't act like that at home. Well, they're not at home, all day, which could possibly be true, but this is a different environment, so communicating, this is a different environment, he doesn't have access to the things here that he would at home. So what can we do here so that we can get the behavior, the excellent behavior you're getting here?
Yeah,
Because a lot of times their behavior may play a part in why they're not getting what they need, and we want them to be successful.
I
What
agree.
do we do? What can we do as the educator and the parent coming together to make them successful?
Yeah, gotcha. I want to go back a little bit to music. So there's this
Hmm.
quote. I'm pretty sure you can resonate with it. It says, "Music washes away the dust of everyday life." So before you share your take, when I first saw this quote, there was twofold response that I saw. Number one, it reminded me of being at home on a Saturday or Sunday evening, cleaning the
Hmm.
house, cleaning up, but also have music playing in the background to help me get through the day, to help, change my mood, whether it be neo soul or R&B, whether it be Frankie Baby, whatever,
Hmm.
my mood is to help me get through that day. But also on a deeper level, it helped me understand that we go through different seasons in life, things that are harmful, things that are hurtful, things that have allowed us to make mistakes. So sometimes it can make us feel unclean.
Hmm.
And so music has the ability to heal those wounds, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. Whatever that song is that you've adapted to, whether it be the lyrics in the song, whether it be the sound, whether it be the instruments, there are certain songs that we really, really
Hmm.
resonate with that have gotten us through life.
Right.
You just sung what Amazing Grace. That song has resonated throughout
Hmm.
generation after generation after generation. And so for you, hearing this quote, what does that quote mean to you? How does that resonate with you?
Actually, this quote I printed out. It's like a picture, and the quote is in it. Probably about 10, 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And I colored it because it was a coloring page. And my mom still has this quote in that
Wow.
coloring page in the office on her desk. So that's funny. She'll love to hear that. It's universal. I
Yeah.
mean, my mood changes so much when it comes to music. Today I may listen to country, tomorrow I might listen to rock, I
Yeah.
might listen to jazz. And like you say, it depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Music just speaks to me differently. If I'm having a good day, it makes it even better. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
having a bad day, it makes it better.
I agree.
Um, it's those certain songs that you go to, or that certain genre that you just know
Yes.
is going to help you get through what you have to go through. And it has
Yes.
helped me through a lot in life. Music has been my crutch.
Yes.
It
Yes.
has been there for me.
Yeah. Same here, man. Music is it has this, like you say, it's a universal language,
Hmm.
man. Depending on the season of life you're in, whether you're
Hmm.
having a great day or whether you're having a bad day, it helps make it better.
Hmm.
It helps lighten the load. So I definitely agree. But I want to move into this new segment that I
Hmm.
told you about earlier. This is a segment that I'm going to be implementing moving forward. I call this "What's Your Library Joy?" While I'll allow our guests to kind of share their experiences with libraries and working with libraries, but also get the guests' insight in regards to our library expansion project and what that looks like. So for you, Christal, what has those experiences with libraries been for you?
like I was telling you earlier, I wasn't a big reader. It was not something I wanted to do. I was like, no. And my mom got me a tutor, and I all of a sudden loved it. And I was like, I gotta go to the library. I want to go to the library because
Yeah.
I want to see what this book says. And oh, it can take me here. I could do this. It was adventures. I wanted to do that. So, um, growing up, I was privileged enough. I was able to go to the library. I know some people just they didn't go and they didn't get that experience, but I
Yeah.
did. And then, like I said, I was a page for a little bit
Yeah.
when I came out of school, and having a best friend that works in the library, your your part of your life becomes the library as well.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um, so yeah, that's my experience with the library. But I did see the expansion stuff, and I was excited more so about the youth stuff, the Yelp
The
Center
youth. Youth.
area in the multi-purpose room. I saw
Yes.
that, so I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for the library.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in the works, so
Yeah.
we can get there. Like I was telling Offset to you earlier. Coming here last year, this is pretty much my experience,
hmm
working with libraries. I can't really recall, even as a kid, going to libraries, or even in my teenage years and adult years after high school going. And so coming here last year, yeah, just blew me away. I
hmm
had no idea libraries was doing these type of innovative
hmm
programs, for teens, for children, for adults, and just taking it to a new level. My mindset was always, okay, I come in, I do a print, I do a fax,
Right.
I check out a book, and then I'm
Right.
out the door. But when I was led, to be a part of this amazing team last year, it really, really opened
hmm
my eyes. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, y'all are doing amazing things here. I
Yeah,
hear about them. I see it. Y'all are doing great things,
yeah,
and the community needs to know.
yeah.
I mean, this is the place to be.
No, I totally agree. I totally
Mhm.
agree. We've had some powerful, innovative programs from our
Mhm.
STEM program, Dr. Parker, Dr. K, who has done an amazing job with our
Mhm.
STEM that we have twice a year. We started a teen cooking camp that has been a
Okay.
hit for the teens. Chef Stevie Ray, who's coming in teaching them culinary skills,
Mhm.
different recipes, and then also at the end of that class, we create a booklet with all the recipes in it, and we give them information if they want to get their food handler's license, if
Mhm.
they really want to
Oh,
pursue
I
that
like that.
career. And so
Okay.
just making sure, like I mentioned earlier, what are the needs of the community,
Mhm.
us having a listening ear to make sure that we're meeting those things. Our adult programming, we have this thing called Mocktails and Music.
Mhm.
The visionary, Miss Rita, here to the right, that was her vision, man, to allow different poets, different musicians, whether you're a singer or rapper, giving you this platform to express yourself and to
Mhm.
share those gifts, man. And so Mocktails and Music has definitely been a staple for us. People coming in here asking, when y'all gonna do it again?
Right.
When's it coming back? And then we have a spinoff version that's coming September 27th, Latin Nights. It's a spinoff version, making sure that we're catering to the Hispanic culture
mhm.
and their needs as well. And so, yeah, man, it's definitely been a blessing working here.
Yeah.
And
I like it. I
yeah,
like it. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen the growth over the years.
yeah,
So I like it a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, there's this quote that says, if the mind is closed, it can kill you. But if the mind is open, it can save your life. It's almost like a parachute.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So if
I'm gonna
if
have to look
you,
that one up.
yeah,
Keep
yeah,
that
yeah,
one. Add
yeah. The
that one to
mind,
my list.
yeah, the mind is like a parachute. If it's
I
closed, it can
do.
kill you. But if it's open, it can save your life. And so we
Mhm.
have to get to a point to where we are open minded to try new things,
Right.
to experience new things. And even for me, coming from a background of hard labor and then transitioning into this role, it's definitely been it's been fun
Mhm.
and learning at the same time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
So
so
as long as you're learning and you're enjoying what you do,
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it's about. Life
yeah.
is too short not to.
I agree.
Life is way too short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Enjoy what you do.
yeah. No matter how old you get, you should always
Right.
be learning
Right.
and growing.
Right. You can be 100. You're still learning. I always keep that. I'm still learning.
Yeah,
Every day I'm learning and trying to figure out how to be better every second, every minute.
yeah,
Better than the last minute.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Any last words, any encouragement you want to give to those who want to pursue the music industry, the opera, or those who want to pursue education and get in that field? What would you share to those people that are watching?
As far as music goes, just get out there, see what you can see. Go visit local bands. hear local singers and talk to them. Find a night that you can go and maybe get on stage with them and sing. Coming from Austin, that's what they do, and try that here. As far as education goes, definitely look into it and see, where you fit in and how you can give back to the youth because they need it. Our
Yeah.
children need it. They need a lot of it, a lot of attention. They need a lot of help, a lot of hands-on. And come up to the library, volunteer, sign up to volunteer, come to the events, because it takes a community, it takes a village, not just for the children, but for the adults as well.
Yeah.
When everybody comes together, and this is the place to do it at.
Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. Uh, How are your relationships with I know you mentioned having siblings earlier. How has that relationship been with your siblings, that support system, and the journey that you've been on?
There's a lot of us, and
How
I
many?
am the baby. It's like 7 boys, 3 girls. I'm the
Wow.
baby. But my parents, they're very supportive. Um, I come from a blended family, and so everyone they show up. They don't miss anything. My brothers and sisters, super supportive. I'm blessed. I tell people I'm truly blessed because I know that there are some people who do not have that support system that I have. My friends, I have wonderful friends. They show up for me, and that is motivating as well to me, and it pushes me to be better and do better, and to continue to sing and continue to push at work, and because I know that they're behind me, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah. Great.
It
Yeah.
is an excellent feeling.
Yeah.
And I try to be that for them, and I try to be that for everyone that I can. Everybody needs a support system. Everybody needs somebody that's in their corner rooting for them.
Yeah.
I feel, and I try to be that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tiring, but I'm gonna do that. As long as God gives me breath, I'm going to be that
Yeah.
for the next person.
Gotcha. What does that family time look like for you guys? Are you the one that's being at the family functions, singing different songs, or what does that
Actually,
dynamic look like?
no. Most of them live in Alabama.
Okay.
I do one of my oldest brothers. He stays here, him and his family, and where I was at my mom's house. I don't usually sing there, but at home in Round Rock, yeah, at Round Rock, I'm always singing. It's probably it's loud. My neighbors probably are like, "What in the world?" But yeah, I'm constantly singing. Um, yeah, my partner there, he probably is like, "Oh, here she goes singing again." I'll just make up stuff and randomly sing, but he sings as well, so he understands. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Gotcha. If you weren't pursuing education or the music career, what would Christal be doing if you weren't pursuing that?
That's a good question. I'm not sure because I don't know. I do want to go back and get my master's and be a therapist. So
Wow.
maybe, yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully that'll happen.
What type of
Um,
therapist? I know there's different types.
Adolescent.
Adolescents.
Mhm. Mhm. So
Wow.
we'll see how that goes in the next few years. So it'll be a few years down the line. I've said that's probably what I'll retire from education and go into doing because I don't want to just sit. After retirement, I want to do something else, and so that probably will be my next career.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's definitely important.
Hmm.
It's funny you mentioned that 'cause I just started my therapy journey
Okay.
to make sure that like we mentioned earlier, always progressing, always
Hmm.
growing, always evolving, becoming the best version
Right.
of yourself, and not staying the same. And so, yeah, therapy is definitely important.
Oh yes, we
Yeah.
need it. I know for a while, we hear just pray about it. It'll be all right. And
Yeah.
no, some people need to go sit on a
Yes.
couch or sit in front of a screen and talk it out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
It is absolutely nothing wrong with it. We
Yeah.
all need it.
Yeah. I agree. Going back to one of the leaders that I follow, Dr. Darius Daniels, business leader spiritually, he says that you need a therapist for your past, you need a
Hmm.
coach for your future.
Hmm.
So to deal with that past, you need to be able to get those
Right.
things out and see, okay, why do I act like this?
Hmm.
Why do I say this? Why do I respond this way? What is the root of the problem?
Right.
And how do we put a plan in place to,
We don't notice. I mean, I
yeah,
think a lot of people don't notice that your past traumas and your past it affects your today. It affects who you are, how you deal with people, and how you move about life.
Yeah.
And like you say, until you handle that, sometimes it's gonna be hard. The
Yeah.
road will be really rough.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of those things.
Yeah.
In
I
order
totally
to move
agree.
forward.
In order to move forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, even staying in that space, do you have mentors or a coach or a therapist that's helping you get through your journey? Because you wear a lot of hats.
I
You're a
do.
busy woman. So.
I do go to therapy here and there, not like I should, not on a continuous basis, but I do.
It's okay.
You know, if life gets overwhelming, I need someone to kind of help me compartmentalize, you
Yeah.
know, what to do and to help me through. So I do, because I'm a firm believer. I was one of those. Okay, pray about it; it'll be okay
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
But for someone else, I would say, you know, have you thought about therapy? But for a long time, I thought I don't need, you know.
Yes. That's the stigma.
Right.
Yeah.
And the truth is, yeah, I did and do. We all do.
Yeah.
So yeah. I do go every once in a while to therapy. I make sure that I take time out for me and, you know,
Yes.
question the same questions that a therapist will ask. Why? Why is it like this? Why do you feel this? Where did this start? You know, I'm just going that route. You know, I tell people all the time, if you can't afford it, your insurance can pay for it. There's free therapy,
Yeah.
especially Blue Cross Blue Shield. If you have them, you can do free therapy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it's definitely needed. Definitely important for us to make sure that we deal with those things, so we continue to, you know, become a better version.
Right.
You know?
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Being better. I want to be better than I was a minute ago.
Yes. Exactly. Well, today was great, man.
I enjoyed it. Thank you. I was telling you, it's like I haven't done an interview.
You say it's your first one.
It is. I enjoyed myself. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man.
It.
I hope I, you know, made you feel comfortable
You
in
did.
expressing yourself.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Shout out to Michael, man, for bringing you on.
That's my bestie.
Yeah. Before we close, how is that relationship with you and Michael?
We met at TCC in music.
Wow.
Actually, Christina was his best friend, and she's a close friend of mine, and that's how we met. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And my family love him. I love his family. He's amazing. If you need a shoulder, a friend, he is the one to call. I do not hesitate. I know Michael got me. Like I always tell people, you know, you have those people you can call on that won't judge you, or he's definitely not going to judge. And I already know I can call him because he's not going to judge me. No matter what decisions I make, I know for sure he's in my corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a blessing. I always tell everybody he's a blessing.
Yeah, I totally agree. Same way. He's been a big brother to me.
Yeah. Everybody's family.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean a stranger at all. It's like once he gets to know your family.
Yes.
And so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Miss Christal,
Thank
for being
you.
on
I
and
enjoyed
getting comfortable a
myself.
little bit for your first show. So we definitely appreciate you being on with us, man. I just hope and pray that you continue to move forward.
Thank you.
And all that you're doing, whether it be education, whether it be your musical journey, you know, being that mentor, that leader, you know, for the next generation, you know, because they need it. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks.
This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People, and we definitely had an extraordinary guest on today's show. You guys continue to tune in as we start off the month of September next week with the principal of Uplift the Scene right up the road from us, Mr. Alton Jackson, who I had a chance to meet early this year at our Senior Decision Day. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back here in these seats next Wednesday at 12 p.m. See you next week. Peace.
Bye. you.